This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. Topping our news tonight, it was a terrible accident, but there are so many questions yet to be answered about the death of a beloved Punta Gorda woman during a no-shoot demonstration by police. New details are emerging about the police officer who shot a 73-year-old woman during that training exercise. Officer Lee Cole is on administrative leave while the Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigates. Cole accidentally shot Mary Knowlton during a demonstration at the Citizens Police Academy. The chief of police is now taking responsibility for the death. A photographer for the Charlotte Sun newspaper was covering the event and took these pictures just before the incident.
My brain is saying she's going to get up and okay, maybe she just got hurt, but she'll be okay. You just never think it's going to end that way.
As your chief of police, I accept full responsibility for the actions of my department, my officers, and the bottom line is I am 100% accountable.
Grief counselors are being provided to those who witnessed the shooting, and investigation into Officer Coles is expected to take 2 to 4 weeks. A government watchdog group says timely justice is getting delayed in Florida because the U.S. Senate is not confirming the president's nominees to the federal bench. Integrity Florida reports 4 of the state's 41 federal judge positions are unfilled, including one slot that has been vacant for a year and a half. Last year, more than 24,000 cases came before Florida's 3 federal judge courts. Integrity Florida says the courts can only remain short-handed for so long.
You can liken it to an emergency room. You know, you got all sorts of business in there, and you can, run as fast as you can and give decent care to everybody, but at some point, it breaks down.
Florida's federal courts have handled high-profile decisions, including same-sex marriage, abortion rights, and congressional redistricting. Law enforcement and residents in Longboat Key are preparing for a party called Aquapalooza. Boat retailer MarineMax is putting on what is described as the largest party on the water this Saturday. It will be on the Sandbar off Jewfish Key, which is a private and residential area. MarineMax says it has gone through the proper permitting process, but some residents worry it could get out of hand.
I find it very disrespectful. We've heard it as late as 3 o'clock in the morning.
It doesn't bother me a bit because I remember when I was young, that's what we did. It's a holiday. This is a vacation spot.
According to the Facebook page, the event should be over by 4 p.m. The Sandbar is open to the public. It is once again safe to swim in the waters around Venice Fishing Pier Beach. Sarasota County health officials are lifting the no swim advisory. Test results now show bacteria levels have returned to a safe level. The no swim advisory had been in effect for a week. Siesta Key is a massive tourism destination for the Suncoast, and now residents are teaming up to help keep it clean. Volunteers plan to distribute about 3,000 bags to beach goers to encourage them not to leave trash on the beach. The organizer says a major problem is Siesta trash cans are not located near the water.
You can't see them from any place that you're sitting on the beach, and so a lot of people have been thinking that somebody else comes and cleans up after them.
Volunteers will distribute trash bags during Labor Day weekend. The group led a similar effort during the 4th of July. And Bob, our beaches are the jewel of the Suncoast. It is important to keep them clean.
Absolutely valuable resources up and down West Central Florida. Obviously, some of the best beaches in the world, for that matter, too. And a lot of people come down for that reason. So we got to keep them clean, have fun, obviously, but pick up after yourselves, right? We are looking at some showers and storms developing along the sea breeze front. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing some clouds building at times, but for the most part, a lot of sunshine out there today. And that sunshine has now turned to cloudy conditions with a line of showers popping up here and there. And you can see skies are darkening as we take a look to the east from Lakewood Ranch. Feels like 98, 89 degree temperature right now. Dew point is at 74. And we have had some clouds moving on in. A radar picture showing that activity pretty strong to the north of us now. Lots of lightning up there. And I mentioned those showers starting to pop up into eastern portions of Manatee County. The sea breezes are colliding right there, so we can expect more activity already starting to develop near Northport and into East Sarasota County, and look for, I think, more showers and storms right through the next couple of hours, developing and pushing off to the west. Port Charlotte, you have some rain on your way. Punta Gorda, some raining there now, and in Northport, get ready for some more showers to pop in. Currently, 89 degrees, and the west winds are at 12, the pressure 30.01. The high today was hot, 94 degrees, 1 degree shy of the record of 95. And in the tropics, all is quiet right now, but NOAA has released a revision to their outlook for the rest of the hurricane season. They are calling for a slightly above average rest of the season as far as the tropics go, but nothing around now. Things are looking pretty good, Alan. And as far as the forecast goes, we're calling for those afternoon and evening storms. And by the way, for that boating event over the weekend and for boating tomorrow, it looks to be okay weather-wise. Just look out for those afternoon and evening storms in the mix, and just a typical summer-like weather pattern expected through the weekend.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot,
You bet.
Bob. And still to come, going into the summer, Manatee County was facing a massive shortage of teachers. With classes underway, has the district filled the gaps? That story when we come back.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Kids are back to school in Manatee and will be soon in Sarasota. The problem is there aren't enough teachers, and ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us with more on what the school districts are doing about it and why there is cause for concern.
Well, Alan, it's a huge concern for many districts across the state. Many teachers point out that there are several factors that contribute to the lack of teachers. But the key now is to find the right person standing in front of students during class. Former Manatee High School teacher Linda Boone has been at the school for 37 years. She has recently retired under Florida's Deferred Retirement Option Program, or DROP. It allows teachers to collect retirement benefits while still working, but they must retire at the end of their drop period, which typically runs 5 years from the time they first start the program. While she attributes drop as part of the reason for teacher shortages, she blames the focus on standardized tests for discouraging people from considering teaching.
In recent years, teachers have come under attack and have to pretty much prove themselves every day that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're using inadequate methods at best to determine how well teachers are doing.
Students will start classes next week in Sarasota County, but the race to fill all the vacant teaching positions is coming down to the wire.
We generally carry 1,000 subs every year to help fill those classroom vacancies. It's a very important job because they're actually taking the place of the teacher. Some are taking that place for the entire school year.
Sarasota Schools Human Resource Director Roy Sprinkle says the district has hired well over 300 employees over the summer, and the district plans to continue to hire teachers well into the school year.
We try to get them up to par very quickly. We pay a mentor to work with each one of these individuals for the year. someone who's a master teacher in their area to make sure they don't fail and they're up to speed almost immediately.
As of today, Sarasota's school district has 109 openings, the majority of which are for instructors. Manatee has over 70. Manatee District's Director of Personnel, Wendy Mangillo, says districts lose a great number of teachers once they enter the profession.
There is not as many people going into the field of education anymore.
To fill the need, at times, the Manatee District will hire staff to teach outside of their certification.
They have the qualifications, or they have the drive to teach a certain subject area, so we will hire them as they are working on getting certification in the required subject area.
A practice also done by the district directly south, which happens to be the largest employer in Sarasota County. The shortage also forced Sarasota County schools to recruit teachers from around the country. Sprinkle saying referendum dollars and high academic standards will eventually help bring in teachers they need.
We're well supported by the community, and those things have helped us be kind of the crown jewel, that along with our testing scores being at the very, very top every single year.
And for Boone, she believes teachers are profoundly undervalued in terms of how they are treated and supported, and says changes are needed to correct teacher shortages in the future.
We need to pay them more, give them better benefits, bring back the tenure, loosen some of the restraints that they have on them, and also, work on the accountability piece, because that's really huge.
And Alan, according to Florida DOE, critical teacher shortage areas are in ESE, foreign language, math, and science.
All right, very good, Dwayne. Thanks a lot. And when we come back, our roundtable.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Joining us for more on tonight's topic is Dr. Sarah Brown, Chief of Human Resources for the Manatee County School District, and Pat Barber, President of the Manatee Education Association. I want to thank you both for being here tonight. Here is the most troubling thing that I heard in Dwayne's story, and it's good news that you covered all the bases in terms of getting the teachers in the door, but when you have teachers who are teaching outside their certification, many parents are sitting and watching this tonight and saying, we're concerned about that. What does that actually mean?
Well, typically, someone who's teaching out of field, as we call it, has credentials. They may not have them in that specific subject area. For example, someone who may be a person who is teaching science may actually have a background in, let's say, social studies or social sciences of some sort. And so they are certified in one area and are now going to get their certification or take a test in which they are able to be able to teach those students within that subject area, but they are a certified teacher when they go into that classroom.
Pat, do you have any concerns about that?
I'm concerned because it's difficult for
teachers to step into those shoes, but once they're in, they have the foundations of teaching. They just have to catch up in the subject area.
So parents are still wondering, are their kids getting the best of what they should be getting, even if a well-intentioned teacher is doing their best but is not certified in that area?
Teachers who have the foundations of teaching can teach any subject area mostly, but if they don't cut it, then the principal has the option of
moving on.
Exactly.
There are a lot of areas I want to get to, so let's try to run them through as quickly as we can. Number one, why are we suffering from a lack of teachers?
I think,
I know that's a broad question.
It is.
But
I think there's a couple of different reasons, and Pat will speak to this as well, but we just don't have as many people going into the field of education. There's a broad spectrum of other areas for which people can choose from as they go in. It also is just not a very easy job to take on. As we've noticed, we've talked about pay, we talk about support, we talk about those kinds of areas, and we work hard to make sure that our new teachers are supported and come into the profession and want to stay with us. But it takes a special kind of person and a drive that they need to have in order to feel success and to stay within the profession.
And retention is a problem.
Huge. Retention is a huge problem. Used to be our young teachers were staying 7 years, now they're staying 5 years.
So who are the new teachers? They're coming out of schools and they're leaving to do what?
They're leaving to do anything that their certification or their experience will allow them to do. Corporate training is a huge business for trained teachers, or they may have a degree in science or math and find a job in their field outside of the school system.
In Dwayne's story, one of the teachers who were leaving said that one of the biggest frustrations is, and we talk about this so often, that teachers are forced to teach to the test. Mm-hmm. Who is responsible for, I mean, we know who is responsible for this, but why doesn't, teachers or education professionals lobby the legislature to change a system which both teachers and parents believe is lacking in that area?
Teachers and parents have been lobbying the legislature for many years. The legislature has decided that they know better what is good for students than the parents and the teachers. That's why we have seen a new movement called Opt Out with the parents, because they've become so frustrated with the testing issues that they've felt like they've had to take things in their own hands.
Right, but what's also happening now is that we're seeing kids who are left back because state requirements mean that they need the test to move on to the next grade.
Exactly.
Well, and also just as Pat said, legislators, but also superintendents and executive level administrators work to try as a coalition to be able to find ways with legislation to try to help lobby and to be part of it. We're all on the same team when it comes to that kind of issue.
Well, here's the funny thing, not to get all political, but how many times have we heard our politicians talk about allowing educators and teachers to make local decisions? It seems like you're saying that local teachers and local administrators are handcuffed by rules coming out of Tallahassee.
That is correct. The state statute requires certain things of districts, and then the districts require those same things of teachers. So it is not local decisions that are requiring the backlash of accountability.
Is there also frustration in terms of the resources that local school districts are given in terms of do you have adequate funding from the state? Is the funding directed in certain ways that you think you could do without, or should be directed in other ways?
Well, certainly we know that we are not funded sufficiently. education as a whole is lacking, particularly in our state. And it is a big problem when it comes to having sufficient resources at hand. And I know Pat has a lot to be able to share when it comes to what some of the actions that have been done through our teacher unions as well as at district level to be able to try to find ways in which we can fund our schools in a better, more efficient way.
And Pat, does that have a direct impact on the willingness of teachers to stay in the classroom?
Absolutely. Teachers want to stay in the classroom because they're dedicated to their students. However, they still have to be able to pay for their expenses for their families. And we have a lot of single parents who have become teachers or become single parents after they're teachers who have to seek other employment. They work second jobs to try and stay in education. But if we can't pay competitive salaries, they can't stay.
But on the issue of resources from the state and how school districts are directed to spend that money, you know, the flip side of this is that it got to the point that people were saying we need to have specific ways to be able to judge whether teachers and school districts are doing a good job. So therefore, the money that school districts are given, you have to show performance.
Accountability is what that's called. And our state went overboard in accountability. Accountability has become what euphemistically is called the tail that has wagged the dog. We have so much accountability in our state that teachers joke that they have one day a year to teach and the rest they test.
Dr., do you concur?
I do feel like we have a lot that is riding on our tests that our teachers feel compelled to get done in order to find that accountability factor.
All right, I want to thank you both for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And we will be back in just a moment with some comments from our viewers.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Do you have what it takes to become a champion? The Sarasota YMCA Sharks swim team has been developing champions since 1961. Fall swim team tryouts for kids ages 6 through 18 are being held August 15th through the 18th and August 22nd to the 25th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tryouts are held at the Evelyn Sadler Jones branch, YMCA's Selby Aquatic Center. For more information, visit sarasotaymca.org Sharks.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour selection of quality new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade-in.
Seymour savings.
Step up to GMC and get cash back for up to 12% of the MSRP on these select 2016 GMC vehicles. That's over $9,300 cash back on this Yukon.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Welcome back. We are 19 days from the primary election here in Florida, and last night we had the opportunity to hold a debate between two candidates, Brent King and Jan Schneider, both of whom are hoping to challenge Vern Buchanan in November for his seat in the U.S. House. You can see the full debate by going to our Facebook page, and here is what you had to say about the candidates. Julie London Ferguson writes, Steny Hoyer needs to get with the times, not count out the strongest, smartest opponent Vern Buchanan will ever face. It is called grassroots and the power of engaging one-on-one with the constituency. Candidate Schneider took the debate with ease. Thanks for a compelling show. We should also note we invited Congressman Buchanan to appear on this broadcast to talk about his campaign. So far, we have not heard back. Vern, you have my telephone number. Just if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's conversation, just join our Facebook page at facebook.com/news at 7. And that is all the time we have for this evening. I'm Alan Cohn. Have a good night.